Okay, here we have an Averatec. This is a 3200 series machine. Of course, it's got the upside down logo. This is a model. Apparently the model number is 3280 series. I don't know the actual model number. So in here, it says it's a 3200 series. On the bottom, on the actual sticker, it says it's a 3280 series. And then on the sticker where it was refurbished in 2005, it says it's a 3260 series. We're going to go with 3280 series, or 3200 series. We'll go with 3200 series. That's what it says on the inside. Here is, so I got an 8 gigabyte SD card, and it's always getting full. Anyway, here is the Spec sticker. Got an AMD Mobile Sempron 2800 Plus, Windows XP Home, 512 megabytes of DDR, 60 gigabyte hard drive. I don't know why that's not its own bullet point, but it's not. 1-inch thin light magnesium alloy case. And here's the product key. There you go. You want to use that? Go ahead. And this machine, for what it is, it's actually pretty nice. Looking at it like this, you'd think it's really cheap, and hearing what it is, you know, it's an Averatec, you'd think, yeah, that thing's really cheap. Because when it was made, Averatec was, I think, it was the same company as E-Machines, Trigem, apparently, although it doesn't say that anywhere on it. I have to look that up, but apparently it's the same company, Trigem, as E-Machines. On the side here, we've got a VGA port with the screws. Very nice. I hate when they don't have these screws. 56K modem and Ethernet. Here we have a PCI MCIA, or whatever it is, slot. And I think, yeah, this is the original blocking plate. On the front we have headphone and microphone respectively, volume control. This is a, not mechanical, what do I call this, analog volume control. So you can either use this and it will work independently of the Microsoft of your software volume control. Here we have something very nice, an SD card, which does work. I tried. 3 USB ports. They appear to be 1.0 ports, which is, for 2005, kind of behind, but the quantity of them, 3, is pretty nice. We have our DVD drive, which is a DVD-RW drive, which is, once again, pretty nice for a machine of this time, and a power port. And along with this, I have the original charger. There you go. Official shit. Gotta love official shit. Anyway, this machine came from Brandon Bishop at BBISHOPPCM's World, and he made a much better video on this machine, and I will link that and a link to his channel in the description. If you like this channel, you'll probably like his channel even better, and he made a better video on this exact machine. In the video he mentioned one thing that was kind of a design flaw. A lot of machines had this though, are the speakers right here, and I can see you put your hand on there typing on the keyboard, it really does block it. Other than that, it's actually a pretty good design. When it's closed, you can see that the lid kind of hangs, or the bottom is more than the lid, so if you were to drop it on this corner here, it would smash in there. But I don't believe there's anything important there, so as long as it didn't hit this screen, it would probably be okay. And this thing does actually feel really solid and well built. It doesn't feel like a cheap plasticky thing. So we'll go ahead and power it on. And this machine is in incredible condition. Besides for a bit of scratching right there and some on the lid. Apparently when he got the machine, the battery was still functional, although at this point it is not. Although the CMOS battery is still functioning, which I find kind of interesting. I don't think he replaced it, I'm not sure. And I will turn the speakers up here. They are up. This has, no, don't do any disk checking. Why are you want to do that? I'll let it do its disk checking later, but for the video I'm not doing the disk checking. The sound on this machine isn't too terrible either. This is running the original installation of Windows XP on here. I'm going to have to clone this drive or make a backup somehow. I bet if I ever had to reinstall Windows, drivers for this thing are probably hard as hell to find. So, another thing that I find a bit annoying, the wireless, it's got wireless, built-in wireless, which is also kind of nice for a budget machine of this time. However, if you see the light is off, every time this machine is turned on, it turns off, so I have to hit the button here to turn on the wireless. And then I have to go into the wireless thing and search for networks again, because I'm not sure why it does that. It's not too big of a concern, but you know. Let's see here. So there are a couple of things that I did. Obviously I changed the wallpaper. If I have Windows XP, it has to be this wallpaper. This is, as you can see, the original installation of Windows XP. And you can see Averatec 3200 series. It's still got the original 512 megs of RAM. I don't know why it's seeing it as only 480. I mean, it's probably the graphics taking that, but generally onboard graphics only take a couple of megabytes. Anyway, I did upgrade this to Service Pack 3. It had Service Pack 2 on it when I got it. That's the one thing that I did that, other than that, I'm keeping this original. But I did install Service Pack 3. We can see on the hardware, the graphics driver in this machine is something I never heard of. It's a Unichrome. VIA S3G Unichrome. Heard of VIA? VIA? I don't know. I've heard of them. Never heard of Unichrome, though. They generally make chipsets for like older stuff, like older than this. This also still has this has the original owner's manual on a PDF here. you know, when owner's manuals actually told you how to use things and what things are supposed to do, instead of just saying, go to this website, figure it out yourself, and here's your warranty information. Let's see, he installed the Sims 8-in-1, which actually runs without a CD. I don't know how it does that. I used to have, never this particular version, but every version of the Sims I had, you had to have the CD. And this machine is perfect for running that kind of stuff, although it does do a weird, well, hell, I'll just show you. It does a weird glitchy thing with the mouse. Not to mention, this does take quite a while to load. Although, I can tell you from experience, this game does load kind of slowly on anything. I've installed this on Core 2 Duo systems, and it's taken a long time to start. But once it loads in, it doesn't run bad. I'd say when I first got my my first computer was a, let me turn this shit down. See, hardware volume control. I don't have to go into the settings. I would love to see that on new computers, but you just don't see that. Anyway, when I first got my first computer, it was a Compaq Presario 5000. I don't remember what model number. I wish I did. It had like a 600 megahertz Intel Celeron, and at the time it had 128 megs of RAM, but that was upgraded to 256. When I got it, it had Windows Millennium Edition on it, but it was upgraded to XP shortly after. And that was the machine that made me hate Windows XP for a while, because I thought, okay, this machine, you know, Windows ME ran just fine, but it runs XP like shit. So I thought XP was just slow. No, it wasn't. That machine just should not have been running XP. That machine should not have been running anything. But anyway, I'd say 90% of the time I played, all I was doing with that machine was playing The Sims and SimCity 3000. Those were the two things that I really played a lot. I also had Pitfall, some sort of Pitfall game. I don't remember what it was called. That was pretty neat. Then after that, I got a laptop, and I did the same stuff on that. It's an HP Pavilion N5150. I remember that one. Anyway, here we go. So like if I... Let me just open a house here. I don't know why I'm showing this. It really doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, you can see I can move around. Things run just fine. But see how the mouse kind of glitches? If I move, then it goes away. Or if I click on something, it'll go away. It's not really like lagging. It's just, I don't know. But it's still, I played it for a while the other day, and it's more playable than it looks on here. You learn to ignore this kind of stuff. I love the gibberish they speak in this game. This music's probably copyrighted. But anyway, The Sims, I've always loved the gibberish they play. Used to, I'd always, and I don't know why, but used to my houses would always catch on fire. And the house would be on fire and they'd be running around going, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ee, ah, ooh. And it was flapping their arms in the air. Anyway, I think the language they speak is called Simlish. Anyway, how do I exit? Exit. Yes, no, I don't want to save the game. I didn't. Yes, I want to quit. I hate when they ask that. Are you sure you want to do this? Well, I went to the menu, I pressed it, and I pressed no, I don't want to save it. So yes, I'm pretty damn sure I want to exit. Apparently we have a Microsoft error report going on here for I don't know what. Let's see. Come on. Nope, come back. Yes, send the report to Microsoft. What does Microsoft do with reports you send them from Windows XP these days? Hell, it probably won't even send it. Yeah, okay, I'm tired of waiting. They don't want to see the error report anyway. Other than that, I don't really have anything currently to show. I mean, it's a laptop from 2005. It's not completely useless for modern day tasks. I could install Office 2007, in fact I'm going to at some point, and it would run that just fine. Great for productivity. In fact, I love the 4:3 display as opposed to the widescreen they use now for that type of stuff. Also installed MyPal on here, which is obviously the only browser that's really good for Windows XP, aside for Pavilion, but that's kind of gotten flaky. However, this machine would not run Windows 7. It would not. I might switch out the hard drive at some point, because I'm not going to write over this one, but I might switch out the hard drive and just see what I can install on it, just to play with it. I've already tried it doesn't boot off a USB, which is interesting, because by 2005 it seems like most machines would, but it doesn't boot off a USB. But I'd like to try installing like a lightweight version of Linux and seeing how that works, and also, just for the fun of it, see if I could get Windows 7 to run. It would run. It certainly would. But it might not be playable. Now I'm gonna go to my channel here, and it actually will play a YouTube video. It takes a long time to load up the page, which is something I've noticed happening, and it's not really the fault of the computer that it's running on. It is the fault of the browser. For some reason, all Firefox-based browsers for Windows XP have been, and I'm aware this is Pale Moon, but it's still Firefox. All Firefox-based browsers for Windows XP have been having a problem loading YouTube for a while. They do this exact thing right here, and if you wait, they eventually will, but they like to freeze the system for some reason. See? Here we go. And now I can scroll down, and it actually will play the video. It'll play the video just fine, actually. It doesn't, once it gets it up, it doesn't lag or anything, which is quite surprising. Come on. You did it earlier. Now I know you can. You're not going to make a fool out of me, are you? It is slow. The browser options for Windows XP are getting kind of not great. Although there has been some rumors of a new one coming out. I forget what they said about that, but apparently they might be making a new, I don't remember if it's Chromium based, or somebody's making a new browser for Windows XP or something like that. So that would be great. Okay, well, it played the video earlier, but I'm getting tired of waiting. So I'm going to close this. Would you like a Fresca? Okay, well, I think that's about all that I have to say about this thing right now. Might play around with it some more in the future. Definitely great for certain things, though. I also have Best of Arcade games for Windows. Yep, there we go. That was included with it. So I have to see what I can see if I can get that to run. But you know, as far as quality goes, it's not bad. In fact, I would say this is better than like a cheap Dell Inspiron or something like that. Those things are kind of shit. And I've always been one to go for the brands that nobody has heard of. This isn't a Averatec, which is, you know, E-Machines, you heard of them. But as far as other things go, you know, I think the best flat screen TVs ever made are these Olevia ones. When I say flat screen, I'm talking LCD like they make today. I'm not talking about a plasma TV like this one, because that goes to Panasonic in their Vera series. But you know, other flat screen TVs, Maxent, stuff like that. I've always liked stuff that nobody's ever heard of. You know, you walk in with a Dell, everyone's like, oh yeah, an old Dell, look at that. You walk in with an Averatec, everyone's like, what the hell is that, a Averatec? You know? I mean, even to a certain extent, you know, stuff like Compaq and stuff these days nobody's ever heard of, but that's, you know, completely different. But this is the kind of thing that nobody thinks to preserve. Everyone preserves old IBM stuff and old Compaq stuff and Apple and stuff like that, but nobody thinks to preserve some cheap-ass computer from Walmart from 2005. But this really isn't that bad. At a glance, yeah, it's terrible. But once you really get to know it, it's not that bad, and I think that's exactly what Brandon Bishop said about this same machine. Anyway, I'll put this video link description in comment description of video and channel for Brandon computer description link channel bleep bloop box.